Weed, yeah.
420.
Weed, yeah, I smoke weed.
420.
Yeah, I smoke weed.
420.
Smoke a lot of trees, yeah, I smoke a lot of green.
Joints.
Smoking lots of weed.
Bongs.
Smoking lots of dope.
Joints.
Smoking lots of dope.
Yeah.
Smoking by the pound.
Wow.
Smoking by the kilo.
Smoke.
Smoking by the gallon.
Smoke.
Smoking by the pound.
Weed.
Smoking dope, smoking weed. Smoke,
The
smoke
Milo
weed.
Experience.
Welcome, one and all, to episode 7 of the Milo Podcast. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Yes, episode number 7. Thank you so much for joining me. Did you ever imagine that we would come this far? I didn't. I didn't believe it. As a matter of fact, I believe I had to bribe a few officials and do a bit of wrongdoing in order to get to this far, get to this level. Because there's a lot of, what's that word, like when you're nepotism? There's a lot of nepotism in this industry. And it's all about who you know, not what you know. And a little bit about what you know. I mean, it's good to know what, and it's good to know who. It's better to know who than it is what, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So episode 7, like I said, I had to bribe some people to get here, man, because people be corrupt, you know what I mean? There's a lot of corruption going around. A lot of people got splintered minds and splintered souls and fractured personalities, man. They don't even know who the fuck they are anymore. No integrity, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing that keeps them from day to day being the person that they are. They'll just bend at the whim, bend at blackmail, bend to a stipend, bend to some kind of incentive, you know what I mean? People will break their own moral code, break their own rules, and do whatever the hell just to get a blowjob or whatever, you know what I mean? Just to get their end off, or just to get a little bit ahead, a couple steps ahead. Some dude will take your suitcase and throw it down the escalator if it means you're going to run down after it so that he can get it, take your position. Like, say if you're going up an escalator, say you're standing on an escalator stairs, robotic escalator stairs, right? And they're going up. And the guy ahead of you's got a briefcase on the stairs. And if you grab, someone might grab that briefcase, you're standing behind that guy, that guy's in front of you. So you grab the briefcase and you throw it down behind you, and then suddenly he's got to run down and get it just so you can take his spot. Or someone might have paid you to do that beforehand, as you were lining up for the escalator as a popular one, and someone sort of in a trench coat walked up and said, "See this guy in the briefcase before you? I'll pay you $10 to throw it down the stairs once you get halfway up." And you're like, all right. That's what these people are like, man. Absolutely soulless cretins, you know what I mean? They just got no fucking integrity. That's right. Today's episode's all about corruption. It's all about integrity, man. You know what I'm saying? Because people be corrupted, dude. And not many people have integrity anymore, because it's hard to have integrity, you know what I'm saying? You got to be strong. You need to have morals and values. And there's not much that's valuable in this life anymore, you know what I'm saying? People always trying to take things from you, demoralize you, devalue the things that you like. Some people say you can't even have private property, or you can't be proud of doing anything if you're straight. And you can't do, you got to be gay to have some pride around here, you know what I'm saying? Or black. You can be proud to be a dog mum. You can be proud to be a married man. You can be proud as long as the man that you're married to is also a man. You can be proud to be anything in the world as long as it's not mainstream. You can't be proud to be mainstream. Can't be proud to be the majority. You can only be proud to be some kind of subculture thing, right? There's virtue in that, I guess, right? There's virtue in being non-mainstream. I'm personally not a mainstream guy, man. I don't know if you've listened to my podcast before, but there's you could probably get the vibe that I'm not very mainstream, you know what I mean? I do things and I think things that other people don't, and I also say things that other people don't as well, you know what I mean? And some of the things that I say, sometimes I don't say things that other people do, you know what I mean? Because, I feel like there's a lot of people out there just doing their thing, but they be doing so if there's enough people doing one thing, I don't need to be doing that as well, because I'm not corrupted. I've got integrity, you know what I mean? No advertising can get in my brain. People be talking about fucking Game of Thrones or Stranger Things or Breaking Bad or I don't know, what's new, man? Marvel movie, fucking whatever the new thing is. People talk about the new thing, and I don't care. Never cared about the new thing in my life, motherfucker. I never, ever cared about the brand new thing. I don't care about no TV show. I don't care. Like, I want that shit to hit me organically, man. I want it to hit me organically. And word of mouth, I don't really think that's like organic. Not when it's been like, the reason that it's a word of mouth thing is because it's been advertised to 10 trillion people on earth. You know what I mean? And so people have seen it on the side of buses. They've seen it on the side of buildings. They've seen it on their fucking Facebook scrolling. They've seen it on their Twitter. They've seen it on goddamn TV. They've seen it on the newspaper. They've seen it on the magazine. They see it fucking everywhere. You know what I mean? Oh, I must consume the thing. I have to go and buy it. Oh, I can't be left out. Oh, people got such fear of missing out, man. You know why? Because they have no integrity and they're easily corrupted by stupid ass bullshit like ads. Oh, all my friends are talking about this thing. I better go and brainwash my mind on this stupid bullshit too. I mean, see, I've not even seen Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Got to do some big sniffs around here. I'm a big sniffer. Haven't seen no Game of Thrones or none of those shows that I just talked about. You know what show I think that you should go and see? MASH. You know what I mean? 4077, baby. I ain't talking like, forget about the stupid ass HBO, Showtime, Netflix. The worst fucking shows on planet Earth are made from those fucking channels. You know what I mean? And people like see them, an advertisement or whatever. Oh God, I gotta go see the new thing. I gotta waste my life chasing down the new thing. But not me, because A, I'm strong. B, I'm smart. C, I've got integrity. D, I can't be corrupted. E, I'm just way too good for that. F, I got my own thing going on. And G, I don't give a fuck. H, like, I got better things to do with my life. I'll be making my own content anyway. I don't give a shit about whatever the fuck, man, some fucking industry shithole fucking have just put out. Like, check out new show XYZ. Check out whatever, like, don't care, don't care. You know what I mean? Don't give a fuck, man. I'm too busy with my own world. People's worlds are not fucking rich enough, man. They don't have enough of a robust, I hate that word. I'm going to use it anyway. They don't have a robust, like self-contained ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in my own little bubble, bro. I'll be producing my own content. I just make my own music. I make my own podcast. I make my own fucking whatever, movies. I make my own fucking video games. I make it all. I don't be buying no one else's shit unless my friends made it or it came from the underground. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Showing your support to your peers and like to the underground, that's pretty cool. But like when it's coming from the top down, man, top down thought, top down advertising, top down type of bullshit, you know what I mean? Like this big getting broadcast like the motherships beaming it down into your skull type of thing, goes through like 100 boardrooms and whatever. Like, you know, it's plastered everywhere. It's like I said, it's on the side of everything. You can't escape it. It's in public. You can't get away from it, right? That's when you got to be strong. That's when you got to be smart. That's when you got to fight back the urge to consume, man, because whatever the fuck that they're putting out there is just shit. It's all shit. Everything is shit. Everything that is made, all this content is for money, you know what I mean? Not this podcast. This podcast is made from the joy of my heart because I like to get on the microphone and carry on like a fucking idiot for 30 or 40 minutes at a time. You know what I mean? This is pure art. This is just stream of consciousness art. I put it out there. It has absolutely zero purpose. Whatever meaning that you attribute it to or to it is up to you. It's through your own lens and like, you know, am I deconstructing the podcast? Am I even serious? Do I do anything? Like, you know, what is this guy thinking? That's all up to you. I'm not telling you how to think or how to be or what to do, what to wear, what to eat, who to fuck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, yeah, I'm probably the most integral man in the world. Like an unwavering pillar of concrete extending toward the blue sky. Every now and then a plane or a bird try to bump into me and like they have got to go around. They got to do that. Got to re-navigate, got to recalibrate, got to reposition your GPS and your coordinates. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a lot of corruption going around. Police officer in New South Wales just killed some people. Like he did it. He wasn't even wearing a uniform at the time. Wasn't even in broad daylight. I think, you know, my understanding is he went to some person's house and he like abducted them and then he killed them, right? So that's pretty corrupt. So that person works for like the government, you know what I mean? And you believe the government, you believe everything the government says. So that means that you support murder of innocent people, you know what I mean? So yeah, the policeman, he went to someone's house and he abducted them and then he killed the person. But also the police, you know what they'd be doing? Like New South Wales police got more strip searches than any other police force on earth. It doesn't matter if you're with your mum, you can be walking down the street and you could be underage. They just start frisking you. Hey, little kid, get away from here. And your mum be like, oh, what's he done wrong? And you'd be like, no, we're just checking in for weapons, checking in for drugs. And they take your underdacks off. They give you, they look underneath your ball sack, lift up your wiener, and then you're on your way, you know what I'm saying? Could be at a music festival, you could be walking the dog, you could be driving on the motorway and they will pull you over and they will get you out of the car in front of 1,000 other cars and they will strip you down just to touch your penis. Pretty sure that most of the New South Wales police force very closeted and repressed feelings that they have there, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, whether it's like pedophilia or homosexuality or whatever it might be, like, but they're getting it out of their system somehow. Like whether they looking up the skirts of some 12-year-old, 9-year-old girls, or if they're like feeling up some 12-year-old boys, or maybe it could be 18 or whatever. They're still making you bend over and spread them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? The question is though, can you blame them with that kind of power? How could anyone not be corrupt? You know what I mean? Like with that kind of power, how could anyone not be corrupt? It must be really hard. You're walking around with like handcuffs and a gun, you got a badge and shit, and you're like, hey, all these fucking losers around me, they don't know the rules like I do. And they don't know, they're not serving the community. Hey, don't spit on the train tracks. Don't, that guy over there drop his gum wrapper or whatever. Must be hard not to just launch into a murderous rage right there and like blow someone's head off. Or like handcuff them to the side of a train as it starts to roll away or whatever and pick them up at the next station. Yeah, so it takes a lot to be an integral person with integrity, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot. It takes a strong self-identity, an unwavering self-identity, a strong sense of self. That's what it takes to be an integral person, a person with integrity. Because if you don't stand for nothing, man, then you'll fall for anything, you know what I'm saying? If you don't believe in what you believe, then you'll believe in what someone else believes, I guess. You replace your own beliefs. If you don't have any kind of strong convictions in your thoughts and your feelings, then you're just going to absorb whatever the fuck else that some random dude outside is thinking, and you're going to start thinking what they think because you don't have any brain of your own, you know what I'm saying? You might be walking past the homeless man and suddenly his thoughts just osmose into your brain and you're just like, oh yeah, I should just sell my car and house and then give my money to charity and live in a cardboard box. You know, you might be doing that. Selling drugs or like whatever. You might be, whatever, man. I don't need to go give you 100 million examples of what you might do. I believe you know fully well what you might do. If you've got any type of integrity anyway. If you're corrupt, that means you can be easily bought, easily paid for, easily abused, easily taken advantage of as well. You know what I mean? Because you won't do the right thing. A lot of people don't do the right thing anymore. They just want to do the wrong thing. People do the wrong thing these days, and the reason why is because they want to get ahead. You know what I mean? But corruption doesn't stop with the police officers in New South Wales. No. What about the bus drivers? Or how about the taxi drivers? Or how about anyone, man? Anyone can be corrupt, man. I think the whole system is corrupt from the top to the bottom. And if you try to look into it, then they're probably gonna assassinate you, kind of thing, or make your life hard to live in. You know, and then you have to go and live in someone else's life. You have to forsake being the main character of your life and go and play co-star in someone else's. Be the main character's best friend somewhere else or some shit, you know what I mean? And that's a bit of a diversion of the script, you know, because this movie was written for you, and this is your film, and this is your plot. And if you give that up, then you've been bribed, then you've been corrupted, you know what I mean? You got to be the leading man. You got to be the number one actor, the main role in this scenario. That is your lifestyle, your lifetime, the movie of your life. You got to be the one, the only, the Mr. Movie Star. of the film. You know what I'm saying? Cannibal Corpse, they have integrity. You know what I mean? When I think of when I read the word integrity, the first thing that comes to mind is Cannibal Corpse, because they've been putting out the exact same fucking album for the last 30 plus years. You know what I mean? And that takes integrity. Takes a real strong sense of self-value. You know what I mean? If you're not going to bend or waver to anything, you can't be broken, can't be folded, can't be torn up or twisted. And I guess there's some people that will sell you out as well. They're easily corrupted. There's some people that will turn their backs on you, or they'll tell your secrets that you've told them in confidence. They might tell them to somebody else. Or you tell someone the password to your email address and then they go and tell everyone, post it on Facebook or something. You know what I mean? Or maybe you know the codes to the nuclear weapons launch button, and you tell that to your parents, and then they report you to the military base that you work at in the Pentagon, where the nukes are, and then you lose your job. You know? What my main point is that you can't trust anyone, man. You cannot trust people out here. You don't know who's going to sell you out. You don't know who's going to take the bribe. You don't know who's going to lick that lollipop and go, yeah, I know what that guy over there is doing. Let me tell you. And then they just divulge all of your sensitive information to a CIA agent or something who's been investigating you for the past few years and gang stalks you, and, you know, they haven't been able to come up with too much because you're a integral person. So that's all you need to be, is an integral person. Having integrity will steer away many types of demons, you know what I mean? Both real and theoretical, like figurative and literal demons. Like, you know, if you just have integrity, then people can't take advantage of you. And if you just have integrity, then, you know, your dark thoughts won't be able to eat away, because you just be like, no dark thoughts, not today. Not today, dark thoughts. Come again another day. You know what I mean? Or if you're thinking of, like, if you are an integral person and an opportunity presents themselves, like someone's going on the escalator before you, or the elevator or whatever. We said the escalator. What if they were on the running path or the cycling road, and you're cycling along behind, and then suddenly their mobile phone or their wallet pops out of their pants and you see it? If you've got if you're a corrupt type of person, you might think about, oh man, I can take this guy's wallet. But if you've got integrity, then you might just, leave it there and wait for someone to, wait until he goes there to the next week and picks it up himself. Or maybe pick it up and chase him down, whatever. It takes a bit of effort, but you could do that too. The only thing that can be sure, though, is that what goes around does not come around, though, man. So, like, you could be the most, like, integral, like, strong character, good person, and then one of your friends will just, like, put you on a crucifix and stab you with a spear anyway. Isn't that what Judas did? Isn't that what Judas did to Jesus? I don't know, man. Dude, don't talk to me about religion. I don't know anything. But, yeah, you can be the best man in the world, and someone will sell you out for, like, a pocket of gold, or, like, a loaf of bread, or, like, a couple of sheep, whatever it might be. Whatever they be lacking, and then someone comes along and has what they need, then suddenly they're the ones with the power, they're the ones with the leverage, and they're the ones that are going to incentivize your downfall. Because the people that you trusted the most are suddenly getting bought out by loaves of bread and blocks of cheese and sticks of butter and whatever, mincemeat pie and fucking caramel spaghetti sauce with cheese on chickens, and all these types of quiches and pavlovas, cakes, parfaits, sponge cake, cheesecake. You got baked muffins. You know what I mean? All these types of things that just people will just eat the hell out of. People will just eat them up. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, brunch. Never ends, man. Dates. Going on dates with girls or boys and eating brunch, having a coffee, smashed avocado on the toast. Never been a fan of avocado. I've got to say that I think it is the worst shit in the world. It just tastes like nothing. It has no flavor. And all it does is water down the things that you're already eating. Like it's like an anti-flavor device. If you've got some strong-ass flavors happening on your plate, just smear some avocado on that bitch, and suddenly there goes all your flavors. Similar to cream, man, or sour cream for that matter. Any type of cream. People get their cream in their burrito or cream, or like the guacamole, man. You can't be fucking for real. Dude, I can't believe people eat that shit, man. Guacamole on a burrito or on like nachos. Like you got some spicy ass beef with mad Mexican spices, flavor hit, tang. You got the coriander, you got those zesty citrus hits and notes and stuff in there, right? And then you go and water it all down with some fucking dairy ass products, man. Blech. It's for people that don't know what those. I guess like, is guacamole got dairy in it? I don't know, but it's full of avocado, and that shit sucks. And I've had guacamole from many places, man. And like some people had said, oh yeah, this one's zesty. This one's got lots of lime or lemon juice in it or whatever. And I try it, and it's just all it does is make the burrito or the taco taste like shit. You know what else I don't like? I hate sushi, man. Let me talk about Japanese cuisine for a minute. Like a lot of people, they're like, I love Japanese cuisine. I love sushi, but like, you know what sushi is, right? Raw fucking fish wrapped in seaweed. In what fucking reality is that appetizing, man? It's not like people like think, oh yeah, this sushi chef, he been studying for 20 years and like his family come from a range of fucking fish cutting chefs that have been doing it for centuries. It's like, oh wow, he can cut up some raw meat. That's just great, really great. He doesn't even cook in it, like no cook in it. Doesn't even season it, right? Just raw fish, regular ass white rice, and some seaweed. Mind blowing. What a culinary experience. No seasoning, no spice, no fucking nothing. And then don't even get me started on sashimi. It's literally a slab of raw fish with nothing, like nothing. It's just like, what the hell? So it's not sophisticated. It's not intellectual. It's not anything elegant. It's barbaric. It's barbaric and dumb. There's no flavor. It's just raw shit. And it's just because Japan does it that they can get away with it. People are like, oh, Japan's so smart. They're so zany and crazy, and they're also so good, and like everything's so great about Japan. And I love Japanese food. Let me tell you what's good about Japan. Ramen, katsu curry, beef bowl, and that's about it. Takoyaki, not too bad, you know. But yeah, like sushi and sashimi, blow it out your ass, bro. I don't want no uncooked squid tentacles or uncooked fish or what, like giving me worms. I did eat whale once, and guess what? It wasn't bad because it was like more upon the, like whales are mammals or some shit, or I don't know, but like the meat was red, dude. Like it wasn't like no white ass fish meat. It wasn't like no, it was like redder than salmon, dude. It was redder than salmon. Could have been dolphin, actually. I hope it was. Because there's too many dolphins. We should smash them. But yeah, sashimi, not sophisticated, not elegant, just barbaric and dumb. So enjoy your barbaric, dumbass food. And you consider yourself a foodie, I presume. Speaking of Japan, I went to a gig on the weekend, and there was a Japanese band, and that were called Shonen Knife. Have you ever heard of Shonen Knife? If you haven't heard of Shonen Knife, they're a fun band to listen to. They sing about food and just slice of life activities. That's all they sing about, is just the most mundane fucking things, and it's great. You'd think that listening to a band sing about the mundane aspects of life would make your life even more mundane, because not only would you be living a mundane lifestyle, but then, you know, you'd be taking a break from that lifestyle to consume content and media that is about that mundane lifestyle, whereas usually it'd be like superheroes or something fantastic, right? But like you're stopping your mundane lifestyle to listen to a band sing about chocolate bars and the public bath and riding a bicycle or going to the park, right? All good stuff, but the music, yeah, very deconstructional, deconstruct. It's like punk rock meets 60s doo-wop meets like roller derby girl Punk rock, punk pop is what it is. But yeah, they got solid songwriting skills, and it's pretty fun to listen to, bro. So yeah, I watched them at the Crowbar. Was a lot of fun. The other bands that were on the gig, they sucked. They were mostly shit and mostly terrible. But there was one band that had a song about a skull candle. That was a pretty good song. I enjoyed listening to that. He gave you the directions of the skull candle. He said, it's up the stairs, down the hall, turn to the left, and in the room. Do you see the light? It was something. That was how the lyrics went, talking about the skull candle. And then the hook was like, skull candle, skull candle. Yeah, it's pretty good. But anyway, I think we're going to move on to a song now. I think we're going to move on to a song because one of the very regular listeners of this program, they called up my phone, and with their words, they like sort of communicated to me that they wanted me to like play this song live on air while I was doing the show. So we're going to go to that song right about now.
Just how they need, and on your soul they suck. Welcome to the Milo Experience.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now it's time for everybody's favorite regular segment, the Brodie Report. So I feel like we're getting a bit of a deep insight into Brodie's character here, man. With successive Brodie reports, we're just cracking down the layers. We're peeling back the layers of the onion, and we're like, Brodie's a big dude. He's a bit like Shrek. Big, smelly, bald, stupid, but he's got a big heart, right? But on the stupid part, like we talked last week, we were highlighting how Brodie, he's a big man and he's never on time, right? He's never on time. He's not punctual and he's not prompt. You know what I'm saying? Well, it has come to light that Brodie just may not be the most well-versed in the mediums of time. Little bird told me a word that Brodie didn't know the difference between an analog clock and a digital clock. You know what I mean? Just something I heard. Is it digital clock? There could be another word for that. But it will explain a lot of things. Like he's a shift worker. He's always late for work if he's ever there in the first place. He's always late to everything. I mean, we covered this last time, right? But yeah, like he's a shift worker. So sometimes he's working the day, sometimes he's working the night, and it's all just the same to him. He doesn't give a shit. Like, maybe he's got no internal clock. Maybe for such a big guy, you would think that he's got like the timekeeping skills of a grandfather cuckoo clock, and like in the hour he'd be walking around the hospital going cuckoo, cuckoo, like every hour. But like he's not. And I think the reason for that is that Brodie probably doesn't have like any way to tell the time other than like shadows, like using the sun and stuff like that. Because he's a big dude. Like, so I mean, if I were that big, I'd just be looking at the nearest clock tower, and instead of actually looking at the clock face, because when you're as big as Brodie, like, you can look at a town centre and there's got a big clock like Big Ben. If you're Brodie and you look at Big Ben, it's gonna look like a tiny little speck in the distance. So if I were Brodie, as big as him, I'd just look down at like the shadows and try to gauge where the shadows are falling, and like just use the city as a sundial. But what are you gonna do in the middle of the night though? Like, you're big and you can look at the moon, but it's not as regular as the sun. I think, actually, I don't know. Does the moon take different paths in the sky? I presume it does. But I understand where he's coming from. If I was towering over the tops of skyscrapers, I'd just be looking around like, I'll see the sun. Yeah, I know it's roughly this time or whatever. But unfortunately, it just doesn't translate into regular small human interactions. You know what I'm saying? So everything, Brodie missing out on opportunities, missing out on making plans to go out on the weekend, missing out on getting his roster for work, missing out on showing up on time to virtually anything. And that's why Brodie probably can't sleep, because his human body clock is so bad that he doesn't know what the fuck's happening at any point of any time of any day of any fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just Brodie. He's too big to care. Big heart, big balls, massive, massive cock, and a tiny, tiny brain. Now I think it's time for a traffic update. We're going to check in with our eye from the sky, in the sky, on the ground. I mean, it's in the sky and it's looking at the ground. The eye is in the sky, but it's on the ground. Like the eye is looking on the ground, but it is up in the sky. Let's cross over to our chopper. Let us know what you see. How is the traffic?
Like, oh my god, there's so many cars around right now. Like, I don't even know how people are driving without crashing, because like there's virtually no space like on any of the roads. Like, it's looking like one of those SimCity 2000 streets where it's just full of cars that like they can't turn or do anything. Like, these cars, they're moving, but it's like they're on like it's like they're magnetized. It's like they're on train tracks or something, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's like 100 million cars just driving around, and there's like 50,000 bikes and 150 buses, and there's a big truck. Big truck is stuck in the river, and it's stopping all the boats from going by. And so there's a volcano next to the truck, and that's just exploded. So there's 50 helicopters pouring water on the volcano, to stop the volcano lava from going down onto the street because the highway is already congested with 10,000 cars, and if there's any lava on there, it's going to hurt a lot of people. And if you look at Town Hall roundabout, there's almost a cyclone because there's so many cars driving around in circles. It's like a merry-go-round. And if you look over at the zoo, all the monkeys are starting to escape the zoo and cause chaos on the bridge, so none of the cars can get across the bridge. And it looks like over at the sports ground where the Olympics is, that there's so many people there watching that even the athletes can't get in, and neither can any of the coaches or officials or the news crews that would be filming the event. So it looks like it's going to be cancelled. Over.
Thank you very much for that. Well, I think that just about wraps up episode number 7 of the Milo Podcast. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. I would just like to take a moment to thank my sponsors. Today's episode was brought to you by Magic Spoon. Do you want to pay 50 times more for cereal than you already do? Do you love the taste of artificial sweetener? And lastly, do you love protein foods that barely taste like foods at all? Then you need to get some artificially flavored, artificially colored, artificially sweetened Magic Spoon. I've already gone through at least 5 boxes of this shit, and my insides have got muscles. My stomach has got so many muscles. My brain has got muscles because of the intelligent thoughts that I've been having that have been sent from my superpowered guts. Because if you didn't know that the gut biome down there has got a lot of flora and stuff in it that sends thoughts to your brain. And down there in my gut is where I put my Magic Spoon cereal. And so my brain and guts and body is getting jacked just by eating this shit. So go to magicspoon.com and type in the code Milo Spoon. And you can get 7% off your first order of Magic Spoon cereal. Alright people, thank you so much. That wraps up episode number 7 of the Milo Podcast. Bing bong, bing bong. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.